I am Maria Garcia de Fleury. Knowledge about Our Lady of Coromoto began in 1652 when Our Lady was left in the hand of the Indian chief. Faith in this small image has been maintained for more than 373 years. At times, the devotion has been more pronounced than at others. The person who has studied the image the most and encouraged the growth of devotion has been Brother Nectario Maria of the De La Salle Christian Brothers. Over the time, the image deteriorated, and Monsignor Adolfo Polaccini, third Bishop of Guanare, asked a specialist in Rome to study it. He said it wasn't appropriate to touch it because it could disintegrate. In 2009, the Maria Camino de Jesus group, led by José Luis Mateus, obtained permission to study it scientifically and hired specialists, Dr. Nancy Jimenez, Pierre Rodriguez, and Pablo González, under the supervision of the shrine's rector and the Bishop of Guanare, Monsignor José Soto de Valero. This study, conducted over a week, yielded a series of very important and interesting conclusions. After that, it wasn't touched or studied again until May 2017, when another multidisciplinary group joined in to photograph the image with highly specialized equipment and lenses, with the close and ongoing collaboration of the fifth Bishop of Guanare, Monsignor José de la Trinidad Valera Angulo. Several years of study of these photographs have provided new elements, beginning with the discovery of a multitude of symbols within the image. The worldwide apostolate of Our Lady of Coromoto has undertaken the task of studying this immense amount of data that appears in the form of symbols, the meaning of which are unknown. The 2.50 centimeters by 1.93 centimeters image is half indigenous and half European, and it is asymmetrical. And we wonder, how was this image created? Upon studying it, we see that each stroke is the width of a hair, and there is no brush in the world that thick enough to paint. How can we explain that, given that the periodic table is a record in which the chemical elements are arranged according to their atomic number, the number of protons, this image doesn't correspond to anything there? The only conclusion we can draw from it is that we don't know what material it is. This is corroborated by the fact that no one has been able to reproduce the material from which the image is made. How can we explain that in the deteriorated part of the image in white, where parts of it were missing, the shape of a standing lamb appears above the baby Jesus as if sacrificed, and that below is a skull? How can we explain that in its asymmetry, Our Lady of Coromoto is wrapped in a typical European sack on the left, and the indigenous side is covered in a puma skin? How can we explain that the frame surrounding the Virgin is a geometric fact where there is parallelism, equidistance, and verticality with absolutely precise 45-degree inclinations, and in what appears to be the columns surrounding Our Lady, the parallelism is exact? Friends, it is impossible for them to have been made by human hands in 1652. In the worldwide apostolate of Our Lady of Coromoto, we speak from faith, emphasizing the message of conversion, stating and clarifying that the message of Our Lady is exactly the same as what Jesus said before ascending into heaven, in words that the indigenous people could understand. How can we explain that the immense number of symbols in the image refer both to evangelization and the principles taught by Christ, as well as the details of the apparition and the people who took part in it in 1652? Who did this? If this is not from heaven, we don't understand where it could have come from. The image of Our Lady of Coromoto defies human logic, but it doesn't defy faith, because she didn't come to impress the world, but to save it. She remains uncorrupted, inexplicably defying science and bringing those who approach her closer to God, because we are convinced that this is from God, and with God we always win.